So I was sent this viral video from a friend. Come to find out, it's so interesting when you know the people behind it, because now I get proof from you. This is legit.
Yes.
So set the stage. Your beautiful daughter just got married last weekend.
Yes. And everything was, going smoothly. You just worry about, the little details that aren't going to go right. And so we showed up to the venue, and, all the girls were ready to get, all gussied up and beautiful for the wedding. And when we arrived, everything was fine. And shortly, about, I would say 15 minutes after we got there and got, everything set up, the power goes out. And I just thought for sure it was like too many curling irons, whatever it was. That's what I thought it was. So I'm thinking, okay, this is not a big deal. We're just looking. I'm in the bathroom, trying to fix all these press all these breakers. And I went to the guys' suite because I saw one of the workers on site looking a little stressed. And so I'm like, is this everywhere? And he's like, it's everywhere. It's the gas station down the street.
Not even just the venue.
No, not just the venue. It was all of Machias. And so the whole
Where's
area.
Machias?
It's kind of like Stevens area.
Okay.
Right up the Centennial Trail from Snohomish.
Oh, yeah.
So, beautiful area, but yes. It was
power.
No power. And we had the caterers were coming soon. So nothing. And yes, that was a little stressful, especially when you see, the people who are kind of working there look stressed as well. So, funny story is actually with the day they got engaged was the bomb cyclone that we had, that all the power went out to the area.
Wow.
And so we had their engagement party in the dark. So I met up. So when I found out the power was out, I did go up to Micah. I'm like, okay, enough with the power problems that you guys have. But he just says that have so much electricity between them. But that's how the day started. And I will have to say the biggest, before even we prayed or anything, the biggest blessing of the day was we all have a very good church family. And immediately they're like, okay, we'll have they had people from the church ready to bring generators. There was going to be a caravan to take the girls to all get dressed. So I already felt so blessed by who was, there and who was willing to help them specifically.
Jumping into action.
Yes. And so we go back to the house and where the girls are getting ready. And I could see on Kayla's face, she was really trying. I don't know how she did it. I guess I was holding it together more for her, but she was surprisingly holding it together. And we had a plan that within I'll give it an hour before we have to put all these secondary, get everyone in action. And so I look over at her and I'm like, we need to pray about this. And she looks, and mainly I just wanted to pray over. I just wanted to calm her heart. And because I really did, I think we all felt that, God's going to act within this hour, because we gave it an hour time before we had to go. But I just wanted, you just want everything for your daughter. And so seeing her and, all her friends, that I just knew she wanted this, just day to go wonderful. And they had actually prayed prior to, the whole point of their wedding is they just wanted to glorify Jesus. And together as a couple, they prayed for that. And I just, you just want that. And I just thought, well, I don't want this day to not have power and just, all the things that were going wrong. So anyway, so I had said, do we, can we pray over this? And she says, yes. And one of the roommates, or one of her old roommates who's a bridesmaid, said, okay, do we lay hands on Kayla? Do we, or how do we do this? And she goes, or do we just lay hands on all the outlets? And so without anyone saying anything, we all went to an outlet or window, whatever it was, we laid hands on that house. And then Kelsey, who was doing all our makeup, she was the first one. I thought, we were going to all kind of go around and, all pray. But so she started us off, and before the, prayer was even over.
This is what the video is. If you click pray, you'll see a prayer begin. And literally after the sentence is uttered, Lord, would you restore the power?
The lights, came on. And I think, and I know, because we all had our eyes closed, our hands were, all on the walls, but I think it was you could hear like, the beeps, and you could kind of hear something. I think that's when all our eyes opened immediately. And it was so, it was so undeniably Jesus that it was, think that was, they're still talking. That's the most amazing moment of that day. And I as a mom, and the thing is looking over at my daughter. Sorry, I've had enough tears this weekend with weddings, and just because I just love them both so much. But just looking over at her reaction, and her mouth is just wide open. She's silent, completely silent. And I don't know if you can even see it in the videos, but I was from her side. You could just see so many like tears just welling up, and it was just like, but it was those tears that you get when I just can't even describe it.
I got them when I watched it.
Yes.
Like I felt the Holy Spirit through that video.
Yes. And that's, like I said, when they said that was their prayer for their wedding, it's like, okay, not only did God turn on the power, but also just that, he was there in their midst, and there was no doubt about it. Not that we did have any doubt, but when you really feel it, and you have all your friends and family around you who also feel it, there was no experience. I can't describe it.
Well, thankfully you can watch it.
Yes.
And so a bridesmaid or whoever took that video of the prayer
Bella,
and that moment. Okay, Bella. Way to document the moment, Bella.
Oh, she came through. Because she was, so that was one of Kayla's roommates from Grand Canyon University, and she had come up because she was going to take photos we had one of her friends doing photography, but she was going to make sure she was in that room with all the girls getting ready. And so she was like our personal girls photographer. And I don't know what made her I think she was just capturing like every moment of the day for Kayla. She didn't want to miss anything. Mm-hmm. And when we found out immediately that she actually did, it was like to have that.
So who posted it? When did this start going viral?
So Bella sent it. We were just, I think we were all immediately watching it. Did what just happened really happen? So I think we had, so Bella had shown us and sent it to Kayla, and Kayla posted it because it was just, it was one of those, she just posted it because
it's a testimony.
Yes. And I immediately, and everything, her little hashtags, because it was so, we were all so overwhelmed. And I don't want to say, so it's hard to say surprise. I don't want to say surprise because it doesn't surprise me. But it was just the way he came through. I think we all fully expected that somehow within that hour where we were going to all go, I think we were all very confident Jesus is going to do something big. And it would have been big if it was, 1 minute before that mark. It would have been big at any moment. But the fact that it happened then, and you just, like you were saying, felt the Holy Spirit, and just, I think a lot of comments were, God is such a girl dad, and that's what you felt like. Because I just knew, because I was getting even text, before this happened, I was, texting with my husband. He wasn't at the venue yet because he was ready to, bring anything he needed, to bring at the last minute. And I knew he was anxious too. And I just know how much he feels about his daughter. And I guess that was the whole girl dad but more so. Mm-hmm. Just like the whole wedding, whenever my husband would look at, Kayla, you just felt it. I don't think there was a dry eye from him the whole entire day. And just knowing how much more that was. Yeah. And that he did that for her. And it was.
God is such a girl dad. That's a great comment.
Yes.
Let there be light. I love that. Well, okay, so she posts it, and then when did text messages start coming through to you that this is taking off beyond your friends and family?
Well, I had no idea, and I'm probably unfamiliar with the way things go viral, but I remember we were in the reception, and one of the bridesmaids, who was the one that Allie, who suggested we just lay hands on those outlets, all of a sudden she looks down and she's like, there's 100,000 views at this time. This was before they cut the cake. I think it was before the first dance. And she goes, there's 100,000 views. And I didn't quite know what that meant. So it was, so anyhow, it was, I just started hearing like murmurings. And then later on, someone would say, they would like, it's like at 200,000 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, it was definitely, so it was during the reception, and I was so in the moment that I didn't even have my phone on me. So I didn't know anything. Kayla didn't either.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to see except for like some of the roommates. And even on the way home from the reception, one of the bridesmaids was staying with us who lives in Pennsylvania. She was another roommate of Kayla's. And we're pulling up to the house and she goes, I just got a text from one of my friends in Pennsylvania asking if I was just on a TikTok video that, so she goes, and I didn't even say anything. So that's when we knew, like, okay. And that's when I had my first clue, like, okay, this is kind of big. And then we had it was funny, our pastor at our church was even texting my husband later that night. He goes, this thing is really going viral. And like I said, my husband and I are both, like, my husband immediately had to get a TikTok account because he never had one. So he's like, I got to check this out.
I got to see what's going on. You know what I love about that? And I have a feeling this is just the beginning. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets, picked up by various media outlets and all that. But the thing is like, the whole point of it going viral is an answer to that prayer of Jesus, have your name be glorified,
yes.
because the whole video is a prayer
mm-hmm.
and then a reaction to what the Lord has done and his timing. And it's so beautiful. And I'm thrilled to know you in person, to see you across. For the one listening, Lori is a coworker of mine. Mm-hmm. We both work for CRISTA Ministries. And so, the first time I saw that video, I hate to say it, but there was a moment where I thought, I wonder if this was manufactured.
Yes.
Like if someone just flipped the lights on,
right.
Because you could easily, I think we all have a healthy level of skepticism to anything that we see online. And so then when someone's like, no, that's Lori's daughter, like Lori, I'm like, oh, awesome. Like this is legit.
Yes.
So I love that you don't have to fact check this one. This one is all Jesus. And I just look forward to seeing how the story continues to unfold. And I'm thrilled that it happened with your family and you saw it happen with your own eyes.
Yes. That was the day right there. And we all said after that, everything was just going to be a bonus. And it was all day. I will have this one thing is when I got a text, I have been the mom who has been hands off and I haven't tried to interrupt their time, but I did get a text from both of them saying, we're getting, people are asking to take our pictures with us while we're here in Disneyland because that's how big it went. And so, and they are just, I will say both of them it's Jesus first in their marriage. And just to because that was not the only prayer that day. That was like one of the first prayers that day. But, we prayed over Kayla. We prayed over Micah during the ceremony. Their request was to have all the parents and pastors come up and pray for them. And there were some amazing prayers during that. So that wasn't the only one. So I do want to give a shout out to Jesus there. And so that's what's so special about that is it just continued. It wasn't that was the moment, but just to know that it was like throughout the day. And just to hear like Micah and Kayla saying that people are saying, we're praying for you. And just to know that there's millions of people praying for them. As a mom.
Yeah.
That's pretty special.
Oh, I love it. Well, I'm getting ready to share it. And our prayer continues to join with theirs, that his name would be glorified, obviously on their wedding day, obviously in their marriage. And again, I just think this is just the beginning. So maybe a backup generator when they're expecting their first baby.
Yes,
I don't know. I
please.
just feel like we have a little bit of a pattern here. So let's be prepared. Are you looking for a distinctly Christian education? A place where your child can be challenged with academic rigor through a biblical worldview? Consider King's Schools.
England, and I'm a proud student of the King's Schools graduating class of 2025. Being a King's Knight has made a significant impact on my faith and future. Next year, I will be studying health sciences at Texas Christian University. Because of King Schools, I walk confidently in God's perfect plan for my life, with the lasting friendships that have shaped me along the way. If you're considering enrolling at King Schools next year, I assure you, you will find an incredible home and family here at King's that will last a lifetime.
Sign up for a tour of King Schools by June 30th, and if you enroll, mention purposely and pay no application fee. Visit gokings.org for more. Building resilient disciples of Christ through Christian education for 75 years. gokings.org.